Hey there, are you an entrepreneur looking to start, launch, or grow a podcast? If you said yes, I am so happy you're here. I'm Kristen, a video and podcast producer and CEO of Novice Studios, a production company for podcasters. I help business owners launch and grow their podcasts to serve their audience, build community, and boost sales. I hope you'll subscribe to our show so we can help your show grow from novice to noteworthy. Today's episode is about YouTube versus podcasting and which one you should start first. And I'm just going to be straight up with you. It's a trick question. If you have been debating whether to start a YouTube channel first or a podcast first, and you know you want to grow an audience using long form content, you see people that you look up to in your industry, they either have a huge podcast or a huge YouTube channel. The thing is, my answer is both. So it's a little bit of a trick question from me, and I'm sorry for being a little trickster with you. But here's the thing. Podcasts are here to stay, and YouTube is here to stay. And every single list that you've seen, that I've seen, that's like my content marketing predictions for 2023, like all of these lists, HubSpot had a list, and a lot of them are saying that long form content is dead. And humbly, respectfully, I disagree. Because even though short form content is so popular and is the type of content that will be blessed by the algorithm on whatever platform you're on and whatever platform your audience is on, the intimacy and the connection of long form content is just unmatched, in my opinion. Again, humbly, respectfully, okay? If you are in somebody's ear, if you are listening to this podcast with headphones and like you're on a walk by yourself and it's just me there with you and you're just listening to my voice and talking about this topic, this is an intimate experience. I don't mean to make it weird, but this is an intimate experience that we're having because nobody else is influencing you in this moment and nothing else is influencing you in this moment except for me. We don't necessarily have that attention of our audience with short form content, but with long form content, we do. So I don't take it for granted. And this episode is about how these two platforms should work together. When we're launching podcasts for our clients, we also launch a YouTube channel at the same time, and we publish video versions of the podcast to the YouTube channel. So it's both. Like we are helping them create long form content for both of these platforms. You are making your content stretch further when you do that. You're sitting down and recording one time for one episode, or maybe you sit down and batch record a bunch of episodes at the same time, right? But you're setting up your camera and your microphone, you're capturing that content, and you're boosting your visibility with less effort by publishing it to both platforms, okay? YouTube is also a search engine. Like, yes, it's a social media platform, but first and foremost, it is a search engine, and you are making it much easier for people to find your content if you publish it there than if you only publish it in an audio-only format. Because while I love podcast as a whole, and I love podcast platforms, the search capacity stinks. Like, it's really bad. And you might know this if you've tried to search for episodes on a topic and you only find like 3 episodes on something that you're like, surely more people are talking about this. But the way that they search for content is not the way that YouTube searches for content. YouTube is using transcriptions, AI generated transcriptions, to help people find content based on what somebody said in a video, in addition to the tags that you're adding and the titles that you're adding on YouTube, right? All those things matter, but podcasts just aren't there yet. So if you're not titling your episodes perfectly for search, people aren't going to find you, which can be really discouraging when you're putting so much work into your content creation, right? So you want to have a presence on both. Once your YouTube channel is set up and your podcast content is kind of the base of it, you can then, sit down and create videos that are just for YouTube and aren't for both podcasting and YouTube, right? You're starting to build this audience because you've been posting content consistently. So if you do ultimately want to like post vlogs or behind the scenes of your business or days in the life or just like some really short videos, you are creating a home to do that. And that home is super search engine optimized. So it's a win-win, okay? Another thing to note is that in 2022, of all my clients, the ones that grew the most in terms of monthly podcast downloads had a presence on YouTube. They were posting video versions of their show on a weekly basis consistently, along with the audio-only versions. And even if it didn't look like their YouTube numbers were super impressive, it was making a difference. It was factoring into their monthly downloads in some way, shape, or form. And so it's worth it to put in that extra effort and create a video version of your show. But if being on camera makes your palms sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy, I'm not going to sing the whole song, I promise. But if it makes you nervous to be on video, one, I totally hear you. And it's something that takes, I think, practice and takes time to get used to. But ultimately, people want to see you, and people are going to connect with you much more easily if they can see your face and connect with your facial expressions and connect the tone of your voice to the expressions that you're making and the gestures that you make with your hands and all of that good stuff. Like all of that factors into somebody's ability to connect with you as a content creator, as a business owner, as a service provider, as somebody that they can trust. It helps with that like, no trust factor. But if it makes you nervous, what you can start with is, recording a video version of your show, maybe just in a vertical format on your phone, or maybe kind of recording it as if you're recording like a behind the scenes of you recording your podcast, and just share short form clips, like a little audio snippet from the podcast over the video of you recording. Even if you're not looking at the camera, if it's that behind the scenes POV, you are going to be able to practice with sharing yourself on video. And it's also just good content in general. And you'll kind of get your feet wet with sharing your image and showing up on video. You don't have to look super put together. This is another new thing in 2023 that are along the lines of this vibe of people, just posting the content that they want and what feels good to them in that moment. You don't have to be super done up. You can be makeup free. You can be in sweatpants. You can be in your pajamas. Like you could be wearing whatever feels good to you in that moment. And it's still going to resonate with people because your face, like your likeness, is the most important piece of that video content, ultimately. If you're watching this on YouTube, I have like a very branded background. I have my brand colors. I've got books in the background. My shirt or my cardigan is my brand's mustard yellow. I have makeup on. My hair's somewhat done. Like for me, that's when I feel the most confident and the most comfortable recording video. But if your style is like no makeup, sweatpants, your alma mater sweatshirt, like whatever feels good to you and fits your brand the best, that is how you want to show up on video. So don't get too caught up in how you look that day or, am I done up enough? Do I have to get my hair and makeup professionally done? Like, no, and no. Okay. People just want to see you and they want to connect with you. I do think in the future, I will bring on a guest to talk about building your confidence with showing up on video, because I do think it's important. And there are some people that just need a little bit of extra love and more of a pep talk, and I've got you. I will find somebody who can give you tactical tips and encourage you at the same time. I have somebody in mind that I'm excited about. But the thing is that in all of those like content marketing prediction lists for 2023, video is on every list. You've got to do it. It's a must. How you show up on video is completely up to you, and whatever style fits you, do that. But some sort of video component is going to be so important in 2023 if you're not already doing it. Also, if you're watching the video version of this, I have a disco ball in my office, and there is like a glare right on my eyeball, like right on my face, and it's huge from the disco ball. So enjoy that if you're watching the video version. That is what I have for you today on YouTube versus podcasting. It's really important to do both. Also the audio, or the argument for having an audio version of your videos is that people can pick it up and take it with them wherever they need to go. They don't have to sit down and watch the video. They can pop it into their headphones while they're going for a walk. They can listen to it while they're getting ready without having to look at you or look at the video. Not that they don't want to look at you, but you catch me, you feel me. They can listen to it in the car. So there definitely is an argument for having a presence on these audio-only platforms. But having a video supplement is going to help you grow so much more this year in terms of your content, in terms of your overall marketing strategy, and creating more content with less work, which is ultimately the goal. So I hope that clarified some things for you. If you have any follow-up questions, feel free to DM me on Instagram at Novice Studios CLT. Otherwise, I will see you in the next episode. That's a wrap. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you did, please head over to Apple Podcasts and leave a review. Written reviews are incredible, but even a quick 5-star review is so helpful for our show. You can also rate us on Spotify. If you listen over there, you can give us 5 stars over there as well. Be sure to follow us over on Instagram and YouTube at Novice Studios CLT, and share the show with a fellow podcaster to spread the word. See you next time.